friends, MD vegan. I make a dill sunflower seed cracker today. I have a nice bunch of dill, isn't that beautiful? And it might be delicious. I never tried it before. A sunflower seed is a very basic cracker, I find, and it's I wanted to combine it with an onion. I have a cup of sunflower seed here, and a small onion, and a little bit of salt I have. So this was my basic idea for the flavor. Here, 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt for 1 cup of sunflower seed and a small onion. It's a basic idea. And then to make the cracker a little bit more, give it a better structure, I would add carrot pulp. I just juiced the fresh carrots and have a cup, almost 100 grams you would say, of the carrot pulp. I guess it is the same volume like as the sunflower seed, both about a cup, and I will try if that works. Yeah. And for the dill, I will make a little distinction. You see these little leaves here, these fine herbs. Yeah, they should be visible in the cracker. Makes it a little bit more beautiful. So whereas I take the stems here and I will blend them together with the sunflower seeds, I will keep the leaves, the small part of the leaves, at least some of them, and put it into the blender later. Once here, that's what I keep for the rest, for the end, to make it a little bit more beautiful. It goes into the dough later. The fresh dill flavor is amazing. I'm so curious how that will taste in the cracker. So here, whoops, I have to wash a little bit. I have to put the sunflower seeds into the blender, the carrot pulp, all together, the onion, and the salt. So a basic part is sunflower seeds, onion and salt, and then we add the pulp and the dill. So again we have 3 parts. Basic, and 2 others make another 3. So we have here a little bit of water. I need a cup, maybe a little more. Yeah, begin with a cup, and then I'll blend it up and see what happens. If I need some more water, or let's see. I can already hear it. The blender begins to scream a little bit. That means we need more water. So another cup. So we have 2 cups now. That would definitely do it, I guess. I hope it's not too much now. Because I would not like to have much or too much water in the dough, because then it would take too much time for the crackers to dehydrate. But this seems to be okay. Yeah, it's okay. The nice texture. I do it one more time because I had to help to turn it over. It was a little bit on the sides. when there is just enough water to make it work, the blender, then it can happen that the sides come down in the blender and some of the pulp, some of the dough inside has not been blended enough, sufficiently. But now everything is fine and it's a nice texture. And let me see, I will do this. I put the, I show you how I put it here in here. That's why I do it. You see, this is the texture I want to have now. You can see it. I will take my scraper and get the rest out of my blender. So easy part. So now that's okay. Okay, and now for the dill, for the leaf, the fine part of the dill, I will use my knife and put the dill into a fist, make it all together like this, and I will just cut it, like this on the cutting board to have these fine little leaves visible. I don't want to blend them up. The flavor will be okay also. It will give their flavor all to the crackers. But to have these nice little dots, I guess that might be a nice variation. Just a small thing, nothing too important, but well, small things are also things. So at the back of the knife, I put everything from the cutting board directly into the bowl, toss it, combine everything, and yeah, I can see these nice little dots. It's a nice color also. It's a nice effect. I will show you in a moment when it's done. And then I'm curious how it will be when the cracker is done. So first I will taste it, of course. It's always known to know what it will taste like. A bit more salt, I would say. So I had 1 teaspoon. I take a second one. 2nd teaspoon of salt. Yeah. It's a nice texture, it's fluffy. It's like a real dough. That's by the carrot pulp, that makes it. It's nice and fluffy. I'll taste it again if I have enough of the salt now. Yeah, it might be. I hope I don't have to take in too much because in the end, when it's dried, the flavor comes out stronger. So I hope I didn't overdo it now. So I have 2 teaspoons. I will notice that. Yeah. Seemed better to me, but we'll see in the end when it's ready. So now, let's show you. This is my cracker dough, and that goes on my reflex sheet, dehydrator. Wait a second. I make it a little bit more cleanly here, working space. And here is my reflex sheet. This is you can put something a little bit on top, it will not fall down. So the other one is the mesh dehydrator sheet. The mesh has little holes in the mesh, and the air can come from both sides, and then it will dehydrate faster. But to begin, I take this dehydrator with the reflex sheet, and after some hours, I will turn it around, peel off the reflex sheet, and continue with the mesh. That takes less time then. So I have a little bit much, I guess. And let me see for my. No, it looks good. I can still take the rest. I was wondering about the quantity. So 1 cup of sunflower seeds and 1 cup of carrot pulp. That's basically the quantities here. That might be the right amount for 1 reflex sheet. With about 40 times 40 centimeters, and we'll see if that works now. Because I don't want to have too much of the dough, then the crackers will be too thick. And when they are too thick, well, it's always a matter of what you like. If you like it a little bit more crunchy, or a little bit more thicker, like a bread, or more like a chip. It's up to you. We can. It's not really so important, but just random. Most important for me now, the texture of the dough here, and how it will transform into a cracker or a chip, and that's what I'm after now. I want to see if that works here. So almost done. It looks, to me, might be a little bit much. I will first now spread it evenly, and then I might have a little bit too much of the dough, and I can always take something off, take something down. First, I will have to see what it looks like when everything has been spread evenly with this scraper. It's a very versatile tool to get the surfaces even. With a spoon, take a larger quantity to begin, and to spread everything evenly on the grossly on the whole sheet on the tray. And then in the end, I take my scraper here to make it nice, with a nice surface. Like a more subtle work. Yeah, but it's okay. It seems to be okay with this quantity, with this amount. It doesn't seem to be too much now in the end. That everything has been spread, and I have to say, there's a very nice look. I like this color. I like the texture, and I'm very curious what it will be like when the cracker is ready. I never did it before. I love the sunflower seeds. They are so healthy. They're rich in vitamin E. That's what I learned from many years ago from the sunflower seeds. And they help with, if you have a disease or if you have an inflammation, it helps you to heal. Vitamin E is good for wounds. If you have wounds, it's a very healthy vitamin. And that is in the sunflower seed, as far as I know. I really correctly remember. I have to look it up to make sure what's exactly in there. And the dill, of course, is one of the mint, of the mint family. So it's so wonderful with cucumbers, and they have all their special properties and health benefits. All the mint family: basil, dill, oregano, thyme. Here, that's what it is. Isn't that nice? A nice look, right? First, the last thing I have to do is take another knife, one that is here a little bit even, both sides of the blade. I show you this one. This has here in the ending a little thick nose. I can't use that here because not so good, because I put the whole knife down with this in the corner of the tray to score my crackers. I make diagonals. So this is one big square now. With one diagonal, just showing the direction to the dough, just giving a line where it will where I want to crack it afterwards once it's dehydrated. I just show now the direction, as you can see. One diagonal makes it 2 triangles. Second diagonal makes it 4 triangles. It's pretty easy. You don't need a lot of strength here. You just make a little line. And then I make squares here. Again crossing through the middle, the center, 2 times. And that makes it 4 squares. Each side has a square. And all of these squares have diagonals already from before. Now through all of these 4 squares, the second diagonal, that makes it 16 squares. Now one more. Last one. Now I have 16 squares, and I make it 4 more lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, through the squares, through the small squares. no U square. Then it makes this 32 triangles. And that's what I want to have. It's always nice to have a tray with a certain amount of countable crackers, especially if you have guests or if you want to give it away to people or you want to sell it, for example, then you should know how many you have. Otherwise, and it's a nice, it looks nice also. I mean, it is up to you if you want to just crack your crackers, breaking it apart into random pieces. That's also nice. That looks a little bit different, but it's also nice. And this is a little bit more regular. I have these, can you see a little bit? You can, right? You can see. And these lines will be larger in the end when it's dehydrated. And after 5 or so hours, I turn it around and peel off the Teflex sheet. And then I put it on the mesh sheet. And the mesh sheet will make it dehydrate faster, I mentioned before. So, I will be back in a second. For me, it will be 5 or 6 hours. And I hope you have fun in between. Yeah, the crackers are ready to be turned around. I'll show you what I have here. You see the lines are bigger now, clearly to recognize. And I will loosen it a little bit from the sides. And then I put this on top, flip it around for the mesh. The air goes from both sides and it can dehydrate quicker. But to loosen it from the sides, I need a little knife here. And just to make 4 cuts on the sides, because it always picks on the sides, and if you want to lift it up, the sheet with the crackers, they will tear apart. Because one part sticks to the side, the other you lift it up and then you tear it apart. Yeah, so I just cut 4 lines here along the sides and it is liberated, loose. I will check that in a moment. I check it by just pressing from below. You know, like this. It has to go up, see, it goes. There it goes. And I have to be careful, it's still a little bit sticky. I have just a line in there. I got it here, now it's easier for me to do that. Once you saw it. Yeah, that works. Okay. There are some little irregularities. It'll be excused. It doesn't really matter. The main thing is that the big picture is fitting. And it's pretty okay, pretty good. Yeah, it's all working. So the next thing I have to do, I have to check if I can peel off the Teflex sheet from the crackers. Yeah, here, you see, everything is loose now, like this. So I take the other side, like a sandwich, on top, flip it around, and take off the first sheet. This is one here. Empty now, magic. Where is it? So now I take the Teflex sheet, can show you again to make it clear from the side, from the corners, and peel it off. And if this doesn't stick anymore, here, you see a little bit here sticking, a little bit. In the middle, of course, there it takes longer to dehydrate. You see in the middle the color is lighter, that means a little bit more water is there inside, but it works. And the fragrance smells so good. Yeah, sunflower seed with onion and a little bit of salt. It tastes so nicely. They're basic cracker and with a little bit of refinement. Yeah, that's wonderful. This goes back into the dehydrator now. I guess it will take 5 more hours or so until they're all really crispy and I can crack them apart very easily along the lines and have these wonderful triangle crackers. Isn't that nice? Okay, I hope you enjoyed the little demo. You can come back and subscribe and Vegan on YouTube if you like. Have another recipe every single day and find me also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Pinterest.